are in court.
In Michigan.
Dealing with a child support order.
Yes.
Only to be told by the judge that there were other potential fathers, and when he reads the names, one of them is your cousin?
He's lying because in the state of Michigan don't even put that on their papers. You're lying. They didn't even put names. They don't even do that in Michigan. But you're the one that's on child support. They don't even do that in Michigan. That's a whole lie.
When I came down there, Yana, and they talked to Miss Brown about what all she had come there previously and done, I guess whatever paperwork she put in, which is how they found me, I don't know what she did. He said those names, and that's what my cousin's name came out of that judge's mouth.
That's how you're lying.
And so, Miss Brown, had you ever listed other names for the court besides Mr. Washington's name?
No, I just put him
That's
and the court.
And so how did Mr. Washington hear these other names?
He didn't hear no names. In the state of Michigan, the judge don't even give names. So that's how he's lying. They just call Mr. Washington and say,
the judge said those
Miss
names,
Brown
then he
has
says,
a child
Mr.
by you,
Washington,
can you come in?
okay, today is your date.
No, he did not.
See, established paternity. He tried to get me swabbed, and I guess the people that does it wasn't there or something like that. I don't know. I never got it done.
They gave him 2 chances.
Okay, hold on, Miss Brown. I need you to let him give his testimony. And even if you don't believe it's true, I'll give you a chance to respond.
Okay.
So, Mr. Washington, you found out another list of names, and he said today is your day.
Today is my day.
And you were supposed to get a DNA test.
And they didn't do it. The judge had said to see if they could get my mouth swabbed because the people weren't there, and they never did it. They said, well, I had to pay for it and made me the father by default.
So you pretty much missed your window. The court named you by default. Now your checks start getting garnished.
Yes. And now I'm threatening.
Even though you claim that 4 other men were listed, and the judge informed you of that during one of your hearings.
Yes.
So, Ms. Brown, it was your testimony there were no other men.
No.
How would the court even have these men's names?
Only
How would
person
they even
put was Mr. Washington. They don't put names on it. What happened was, Mr. Washington, I told the friend of the court about Mr. Washington. They sent him a paper. They gave him 2 hearings to come to court. Every time they gave it to him, he made an excuse why he could not make it. And he would call like, oh, I got this to do. Oh, I got that to do. They'll reschedule.
Okay, let her testify.
They will reschedule everything. And then when it came to a point, my case manager said, hey, Mr. Washington, why are you prolonging it? Like, we gave you 2 chances to come to Michigan to take this test. You're not willing to take it. What's going on? So that's when they said, okay, you don't want to take the test. Fine, then you're the father. And that's when they put him on child support.
And it didn't go like that.
Yes,
Once they sent that first letter out, I called that friend of the court because his number was listed, and that's how I showed up for the second court date.
You didn't
I scheduled a date to come.
I'm still stuck on how does the court have more than one name?
They don't. They only have Mr. Washington. They don't give names. They only had him. That's why they sent him the paper.
So,
they didn't
Mr.
have
Washington,
no other names.
you say your cousin's name was listed, and the judge informed you
got
of
a
that.
paper.
Yes, and she was messing around with him during the time with me and Deandre. Mind
No,
you, we
I
all
was
from that same
not.
area. Remember I told you we all from the
not.
same area.
No, I never messaged you.
The little engine that could.
No.
Wait, what did you say?
We are all from the same neighborhood. The town is small. So if something happens or if somebody is, messing around out there, everybody knows. If there's a party, everybody shows up. She's always the main top. She's at every one. Once she gets her money, she hops on that expressway.
I work for my money. You don't have no money. So when I don't have to work, I go out. Why is it bothering you?
My friends, driving her vehicle, pulling up on me with alcohol in the car. But you're supposed to be coming to see me.
All right, hold on.
Never pulled up.
I'm going back to when you found out your cousin's name was listed.
Oh, yeah.
Right. When you found out your cousin's name was listed, what were you thinking? Did you say something to your cousin?
We wound up meeting up, and then he told me that he also, had been dealing with it. And now the thing is, she knew we were cousins because when she did come around, she met certain family members. I would say, this is my brother, my cousin, whatever. And that's how she knew that was my cousin. Why she decided to go behind my back and sneak around with him, I don't know. I didn't even know what was going on until me and him started talking. And she's like, oh, she done had this baby. And now she's saying, this baby is mine and this and that.
What?
And then she started saying that the baby was his. Then she said it was mine.
You fronted your move.
It's
Hold
everywhere.
Hold on. At some point, you're standing in a courtroom and you say you hear your own cousin's name listed as a potential father. You get in touch with that cousin and you find out that he, in fact, has also been sleeping with Ms. Brown.
He told me.
No.
He told me.
And from there, you realize that this is a family affair in more ways than one.
Yeah.
No,
Plus
it's
DeAndre.
not.
Plus you got
No.
DeAndre.
So listen,
I don't.
this court is about getting down to the truth.
Right.
And I want to hear the whole truth, so I want to talk to your cousin, Jerome. Please escort Mr. Johnson into the courtroom.
He's going to go right up to the witness stand. That's good. Watch your step going up the stairs.
Please have a seat, sir. Mr. Johnson, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
We're here talking about the paternity of Deandre Gray Jr., and I would like you to explain to this court, if you had a relationship with Ms. Brown, was it a sexual relationship?
Yes, Your Honor, it was.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. So you had a sexual relationship with Ms. Brown?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
All right, and so has she ever told you you were Deandre Gray, her child's biological father?
Yes.
When have I ever told you that?
What happened?
I called her and I asked her what's going on, why we going back and forth with you saying that I'm the child's father. Then it's my cousin's baby. But then a couple more weeks later, now it's back his baby. You see what I'm saying?
You're lying.
So you
This is
feel
what-
like she was going back and forth?
Whoever
Of course.
she
No.
Has
Of
she
course.
ever told
lie.
you to your face you are DeAndre's biological father?
On the phone, but not to my face.
On the phone, she
You're
said.
lying.
Yes,
I
Your
don't even
Honor.
know your phone number. And I
Oh,
don't-
you know his phone number.
No, I do not.
Well, how'd y'all hang out and do all
So
things?
hold
When
on,
we
Ms.
were with you,
Ms.
dummy.
Brown.
No, you weren't with me when
at
you
your
had sexual
house,
intercourse
dummy.
with my cousin.
No, I
Hold
never
on.
had
I was not
sex with
there.
your cousin.
Trust me on
liar.
that.
Let's get some order. Ms. Brown,
Yes.
are you confirming that you had a sexual relationship with Mr. Johnson?
No, I never had sex with Mr. Johnson. It's all a front. It's all a front.
What?
It's all a front. That's all. I never had sex with him.
You never had sex with him.
No. No, I
That's
never.
a lie, Your Honor.
Matthew.
That's
When?
a lie. She's been to my
When?
mom's house.
When?
mother knows,
When
man.
have I been to your
My
mom's
mother
house?
and
My
his
mother
mother.
and-
When have
His
I
mother
been to your
knows
mom's
about
house?
it.
I've been to your grandmother's
Going
house.
to your mom's house ain't got nothing to do with it.
Right. Thank you.
That's not the point.
Right.
But Ms. Brown, I've got to give you a moment again because you've had a moment like this in this courtroom before,
Right,
where you
but
testified
I
to
don't have
one
to lie
thing
what I
and then
said.
5 minutes later you testified to something else. I had to give
Right.
you a moment. Just tell the truth.
I
Because
never
that's
slept with him. That's
So
what I'm
you've
saying.
never
I always
slept-
hung out with them. I never slept
So
with
you have
them.
never been intimate with
No.
Mr. Johnson?
No.
That's a lie.
No, no.
That's a lie.
How you know who I slept with? I never slept with your cousin. That's nasty.
Because that's my
trifling.
cousin and we talked.
No.
And he
so
told me.
no, he can say anything to you and you're gonna believe it. You'll send off in a dummy.
Ms.
That's
Brown,
why.
hold on.
So
Right.
he's gonna say,
Ms. Brown.
Back at you,
Ms.
bow.
Brown. So it is your testimony you have never been intimate with Mr. Johnson.
No.
That's
At
a lie,
all.
Your Honor.
You've had a question in your mind related to the paternity of DeAndre.
Yes, Your Honor.
You always are thinking, is this or is this not my child?
Yes, Your Honor.
So much so that your cousin says at some point you basically said, we need to talk about this and get this straight.
Yes, Your Honor.
We met up and talked about it, and it was to the point to where he had gotten into detail about how she would come over to his house and everything like that. The family knows. I don't know why she's standing here lying right now. I can't
So
make sense of it.
specifically, what did you discuss? What did you two discuss?
Well, I told him that she was saying that, I had a baby by her. And then he said, well, she's saying there's a rumor that she's saying the same thing about me because she knew what she had done with the both of us. So now me and him, we trying to figure this whole thing out.
No.
And couldn't make sense of it.
No.
Couldn't make no sense of it. Right now, I'm confused as ever.
God can strike
You told DeAndre this. You told me this.
I only told you.
You slept with my
DeAndre.
cousin, and now you in court saying that you never did. Yana, we're not gonna come all the way
I
here
never
to lie.
slept with your cousin, so why
You're
would
not
I
gonna
come
come
here
here
and
to
lie?
lie,
I
y'all.
slept with you and DeAndre, so what are you talking about?
Right.
Ms.
You've
Brown,
always had a car.
let
No,
me
I
ask
did
you
not.
this.
No, I did not.
DeAndre is 4 now.
Right.
Who is he calling daddy?
Big Dre. DeAndre, Sr. That's all dad he knows because Mr. Washington never stepped up.
But it is your clear assertion that Mr. Washington truly is your child's biological father.
Yes.
Mr. Washington, when's the last time you saw DeAndre?
I would say sometime last year.
No, you didn't.
A year ago.
Sometime last year. because I had traveled to Michigan and I tried to work some things out with her because she's been ongoing with this. Oh, this is your son, this is your son. So I said, well, I'm gonna go ahead and come down here for a few days and, check him out and see what's going on. And that was it. I stayed for about 4 days maybe, and then came back to Illinois.
And you saw him?
I saw him.
You spent time with him?
Yes.
And when you saw him, did you say, I've changed my mind. I do believe it's a possibility. This could be my son.
I had some thoughts like that, but then I said, you know what? I don't think he looks anything like me. And after seeing him and actually being around him, I just don't think so. As I was there, big Deandre would call the phone or whatnot, and she letting them talk to him. And once Deandre reached out to me, he told me, he said, man, when you was up here, I knew everything that you was doing. He was telling me what I was up there in Michigan doing. So while I'm there trying to work things out with her, she was still, at that point, messing with Deandre. And that's what just certified the whole thing for me. I said, you know what? I'm not dealing with this.
So, Mr. Johnson, have you reached out and have you tried to explore whether or not you are Deandre's biological father?
Not on that. I talked to my brother about it, and we got together and said we got to stop this whole
Have you
situation.
seen Deandre?
Yeah, I've seen him before. Yes, Your Honor.
And you had a chance to spend time with him?
Yes, I did with my brother.
2 potential fathers, cousins, spending time with one child.
No.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
No.
And her. Because again, Your Honor, once she get paid, she come to Illinois, it's party time. So
Grown.
she pulls
Don't worry
up,
about it.
she's buying all these things. We drink occasionally, she buys it. So at that, it was awkward, but we was hanging out.
Look, I hope you know now, drunk can get you stuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's difficult to unravel all of this because the court is going to determine what's in the best interest of the child, and what's in the best interest of the child is that he's taken care of. But what's interesting in this situation is you've got another person who stepped up to the plate and is basically raising the child as the daddy, who also gave him his name. He is the junior, but then you are the man that's on child support and has to pay for the child.
Exactly.
Usually what we counsel people to in this courtroom, a man like Deandre Sr. is, well, be careful if you're gonna sign that birth certificate, you're gonna be responsible for child support. But instead of him being responsible for the child support, you are.
Exactly.
And he's still on the birth certificate.
And she said she's so
He
sure
never
that's
got
my
his
kid. Well, why
sign.
doesn't
Oh,
he have
he
my
didn't
last
sign
name?
the
No,
birth
he couldn't. He
certificate
didn't
like
have
that?
an ID to sign it. He wanted to,
Oh, he wanted to sign it,
Yes.
but he didn't because
Yes.
he didn't have an ID.
but he couldn't. Yes.
Oh, my goodness. You one ID away. No, I'm serious. No, really. Now, we are literally in a legal limbo. You're paying child support, but you're not on the birth certificate, but you don't even know if you are the biological father. Deandre Sr. is acting out the role of father. Deandre Jr. calls him daddy, but he also isn't on the birth certificate, and we also don't know if he's the biological father. Then we got your cousin over here that says he thinks he could be the biological father, and that she told him that he could be, and the family members say that he could be, and you two have even talked about the fact that either one of you might be,
nothing
but
like
there
that.
also could be someone else that's the biological father. This is a mess.
Yeah.
And this child ain't 4 months old, 4 weeks old, he's 4 years old.
Right.
Many, many lessons here. Right?
Yes.
I think it's time we get to the results. Jerome? These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Brown versus Washington, when it comes to 4-year-old Deandre Gray Jr., it has been determined by this court, Mr. Washington, you are the father. That's your little boy.
Okay. And
You
now that-
are the father.
And now that I know that, all this time has went past, fully prepared to step up and be the father that I'm supposed to be.
Good. Good. You're gonna have to be a man about this. Because you and Deandre Gray Sr. gonna have to work out this thing with Deandre Gray Jr. because that's your baby.
Right.
And Ms. Brown, I'm not gonna let you off the hook. You said to me that once he rejected you, when you told him this was your child, you said, I didn't want to be alone.
Yes, I did.
And even wrong, right, or indifferent, that was your truth. And I knew that. And even though you have weaved a web of hot messness, I mean, really, this has been a mess. For 4 years, this child has suffered for no reason. This did not have to happen. It's because he couldn't come to court and you were scared to be alone and now the child is suffering for it. But I know why you did it then, but it's that same feeling of just not knowing what to do and not knowing what to do in a moment, so you do the wrong thing instead of the right thing. I want to catch you before you do it again, because now that we have the truth, I want you to do the right thing for your son.
Oh, he
You
will.
got to let him in. You got to make sure Deandre Sr. understands it, and more importantly, you got to work on yourself and make sure this doesn't happen to you again. I want you to talk to Dr. Jeff, and most importantly, I want you to keep Deandre's heart and mind in the forefront of yours as you go through this very, very difficult process of allowing him to understand and know his biological father. I wish you all the very best. Court is adjourned.